course, as soon as I start the stream, my dog starts barking up a storm. Minecraft will be loaded momentarily. I feel like if I talk, all you're gonna hear is the dogs barking upstairs. Okay. Good stuff. I sold it. Okay. All right. Yeah, so I did a lot of stuff. One of the things I've done is craft a ton of modules and a couple of blocks, and you'll see why in a moment. I've removed them just in case I've wanted to use them, but I had let's see, do I have, I've got the miner, the placer, I sold my attacker, 2 chunk loaders, 27 modules. Yeah, that looks good to me. I was kind of screwing around. I was doing a show off to Nathan. Yeah, there we go. Regarding, I should really get into diamond mines. Like, I feel so poor. And this should not, under any circumstances, be open. And that might be the reason I have a missing villager right here. Doesn't seem to be in any of these beds. So I'm guessing he died somehow. Did you see what happened to him, dude? He didn't see what happened. He was probably sleeping. Okay. That's my cactus farm. It's working wonderfully. Okay, what did I do? Yeah, that's it. Alright, that's the end of the stream. No, but seriously, I don't remember if I did this on stream. It would have been around the time I stopped streaming for a bit. But I expanded this. I've got some guys over here now. I've got a whole bunch. No, I did do this on stream. I remember because I did that on stream. So then the prime changes will be in the industrial zone, which I don't even know if the industrial zone has been on camera. I followed a tutorial to make this tree farm here, which is really good. And in fact, since I just collected all these bones that I got from Nathan, I can probably show it off a little bit. Let's show it off using birch. This is going to be one of the lowest return. I guess I need more than just that. This is going to be one of the lowest return saplings that I can be using in this farm. But essentially, flicking this lever starts a timer that goes up this scaffolding up here. Which I have made it mushroom friendly to a point. Like, it can do red mushrooms, but not brown mushrooms, because they need a modification to the farm, which I haven't installed yet. But yeah, this is the TNT duper. And then this is the nudger, so basically this is what's gonna, like, well, actually, can't I just do that, and then won't the nudger fire? But it might need some timing as well. And I'm scared to just use it. Is this powered? Yes, it is. Okay. I'm scared to just use it. But essentially, like, the brown mushroom would leave, like, 1 brown mushroom block, and would prevent other brown mushrooms from growing. It needs to be, like, fully cleared. You know what? Let's do the show of the farm, and then I'll, let's go sleep first as well. because I haven't really lit up the area well enough to trust it. But yeah, so do this, and then I guess I can just transfer a bunch of bone meal into here. There's no reason not to. It's the primary place I'm using bone meal at the moment. And by primary, I mean only. Bundles, man. They're too good. Okay, so here's the bunch of bone meal, and then you block off your inventory, or else you'll get all the bone meal directly back. Then you flick this lever to start the duper. You flick this lever to start the bone meal supply. And then you hold right click. And it works wonderfully. And then you press F3 and T to reload your textures, so you can release right click. And it pogs up. And then there's a water stream directly beneath me. As you can see, my saplings are filling up every now and then. Yeah, there's 4. And the saplings will fill up just because there's a water stream underneath me that comes before the item filters, so it'll restock my sapling supply as I use the phone. Can I flip my... No, I can't flip my hands. Because I was going to say, having bone meal in the offhand would make more sense. Anyways, yeah, that's the farm. Flick that off to stop using it. The bone meal back. Turn off that. And then what the nudger is supposed to do, and this might just break my farm for using it. Oops. What the nudger is supposed to do, and you know, he did add like another module to the farm for the nudger, but it might work just for brown mushrooms, I'm not sure. Then you flip this to a dot. And then this all looks good to me. And then you do that, and then hope it doesn't blow that up. Alright, it actually might work. I think I need to clear out that, because that was from the large oak. When I did the large oak, or just oak in general, will create those artifacts. Which this TNT might actually clear out eventually, like, but... Okay. The last one does detonate in there, but there's water to prevent it from doing anything too wonky. But I know that brown mushrooms are quite finicky in how they grow, so it is important for me to remove these oaks. But yeah, just from that small run, I get 29 birch. And birch is, like, really low. This would have been, like, 2 stacks of other stuff. Do I have mushrooms left in here? Doesn't look like it. I can find some on the nether roof. Should be good enough. I didn't expect the nudger to just kind of work like that. I kind of want to wait for that to finish. Can I grow a brown mushroom is the question. Yes. Flick that on, flick this on. And the way this works is it's just a timer that locks this when there's items left there. Okay, it seems I take a bit of damage from the TNT now. Which is fine, I've got a regen beacon. And it doesn't seem like it's perfect, it still fails to grow sometimes. But it is working far better with the nudger activated. Okay. That's wonderful. Let's throw these back into here. Turn off the duper. Let's see what the yield is. Alright, so basically a stack, because I started with like 9. Well, that'll fuel if I want to do more brown mushroom farming. But anyways, let's continue on with the there's another contraption there, but it's got to wait until I show you this contraption. Which is a falling block duper. Which is basically witchcraft, but basically you just like press this button and it starts duping any kind of falling block using these boats to, I think, push it slightly into the end portal. And I've got a bunch of shulker boxes here for when I do a transfer. And I suppose I can show you one. And then, also in here are some chunk loaders, so if I want to leave this just chilling, which I don't think I want to do right now. But we'll just use pink concrete as an example. I guess I need, well, I need 2 shulkers to accurately show this. But you know what, yeah, let's load it. I can always reconnect to deactivate the chunk loaders, but I haven't built an ender pearl farm, so this is like kind of expensive until I do that. But yeah, that chunk loads, because this is split. I don't know if this is how end portals always are, but it's split between 4 chunks, which is really annoying. And then on this side, I've forgotten to put this on, so I'm glad I came to check. But like, look at all that concrete I've already got. So like, let's put some here. and it'll take a while to run. It does work very fast, but it has like some jamming spots, it seems like, where the items don't seem to get picked up. One was right here, so I fixed it. If I could just get one concrete shulker to start the system, because the concrete converter, which is surprisingly simple with Machine Town blocks, which I can now show you while this does the second shulker worth of stuff. Where is this going to spawn me? Perfect. So then I need a miner. So here's where I get my redstone shulker up. Because I did, these are expensive blocks, right? I didn't want to just leave them here. But I might. We'll see. They're expensive and they're also laggy, so... I need to, like, get in there. I gotta get in there. There we go. So the auto placer will go here. Here. And the auto miner will go here. And then I need to slap a bunch of efficiency modules in these. So in here goes 8 efficiency modules, and here goes 9. It's because the auto placer actually requires a block put into it to place the block, and then you can either start it by pressing this button, or you can just place the shulker directly inside. Where am I placing it? I think right here. Yeah. You can place it right here, which also allows you to, well, used to allow you to check the contents inside. But I start it like that, and then I think I took the chunk loader away from here, so let's slap one down real quick. There we go. So that'll be running. So now I should be able to go get my second set of concrete powder. Which should be ready. I know it's all pink, but like that's just what was in the that was just what's in here. But this should be ready. Oh, and I forgot a shulker, so let's just fill up a junk shulker. It doesn't return it in the same shulker, so you should use like different shulker, or like just blank shulkers, because that's what it's probably going to return to you unless you've thrown in a bunch of your own. I wanted it to fill into the same shulkers, but that turned out to be a logistical problem I wasn't willing to deal with. So I guess let's just steal one from here. And make the transfer. And then you can just put your other shulkers into this chest, which puts them in the dispenser and gets them ready. And so it'll package it into a new shulker and send it out, which then gets deposited here. After a while, It takes a while, but this is the rate of the farm, which is a little bit slower than like a hand operated TNT duper farm. But it is fully automatic. I can leave this be and go do other things while running the farm. And it's really simple. I've got this shulker loader that I stole directly off of or unloader that I stole directly off of some guy on the internet. And then this loader, which I built myself. And then this auto mining compartment. I think I did modify the unloader a little bit just so that it would fit within this design. I've got this here because like occasionally this concrete might come through this water, which needs to be redirected back into the loader. Once the loader reaches full capacity, so once this is a full shulker, it'll send it out and the whole swap will occur. This only works with full shulkers. I did not make it work otherwise. Hypothetically, I could use a timing and use it based off of when this shulker switches, but I mean, with a concrete farm, there's no reason to do it in anything but full shulkers, so... Anywho, there's one more farm to show. One that might require me have my valuables shulker on me, as I will want to pay for it, and it's at -1,000, -1,000. So it's hold on, this way and this way. Be around here somewhere. There it is. And here's the way down. And as you can see, it is a wither skeleton farm that Nathan built, which is why it requires me to have my valuables shulker, as I will likely be purchasing from here as we speak. He has put an auto attacker in here, which is pretty cool. Makes it so that we don't have to have a beacon. Granted, it costs a beacon, but, you know. He's got some skulls in here, some bones. And time to splurge my net worth on this farm. So I believe it was 2 diamonds for 3. So if I want to spend 20 diamonds, I get 30. That's what I'll do. Or, hold on. And then for this, it's a diamond for 3 stacks of bones, I think. I need my junk shulkers. So 30 of those will cost 60 diamonds. Right? No. 40 diamonds. right? Wait, have I lost my mind? So it's 2 diamonds for 3. 2 for 3. Which means that this one costs a diamond and this one costs a diamond. That means 20 diamonds. Which means I can, in fact, buy another 30. Which, again, will be that, which means 40 diamonds. There we go. So 40 diamonds for the skulls. And then 3, 4. Let's Bro needs, oh, he does have a crafting table. Okay, I'm doing weird stuff. There we go. How did I get? There we go. So it should be diamond per stack of bone blocks, I think. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Be another 3 diamonds, so let's see. Got this. That's not right. That's supposed to be 40 diamonds. Oh, I'm daft. I've already paid for that. Okay. And then there we go. Let's keep going. Okay. So he gets 9 diamonds for the bones, which might be a bit of a scam. I haven't decided yet. Puts him at 49 diamonds. I feel like I should give him an extra 4 diamonds, 5 diamonds. Wait, no, 9. No, wait. Isn't that... Oh, dude, I've underpaid him severely. That's why I thought I was cheating him. Each stack of bone blocks... No, wait. 1 stack of bone blocks come from 3 stacks of bones. And I was paying 1 for 3 stacks. Okay, no. Oh, God. Oh, did Bardo find it? We've been trapping spawn with... I put a... I put a big tower here. You know what I don't have up right now? Is chat. I think Nathan broke it. Well, I'm going to... Because even the concrete blocks at the top were broken. And those shouldn't have broke. That's what I'll do for now. What was, wasn't I supposed to do something? I don't remember. Let's go this way. Check on the concrete. And then go to the end so I can convert those skulls. Which I'm now realizing I didn't bring soul sand for. But yeah, you can see it's going. I've got a shulker full of concrete in there, and the next one's coming up. Once it's done, I'll remove the chunk loader. Yeah, I need to go back and get soul sand. Which there should be a bunch in one of these. There's a little bit in that. There we go. Let's just take all of this. That way I don't have to remember them next time. I've got a strength beacon here too. So let's place a chest with all the soul sand in it. And then grab a stack. Grab my skulls. I'll actually need like, well, maybe 3. It's going to be 1.25 times the amount of skulls. I should only need 2 stacks for 60 skulls, and this should be a bunch of nether stars. Got a little worried there. You just run around. I think I could improve this farm by spawning multiple withers in here. But then I need pistons to be doing that. So for now... Well, I guess I could try. This obsidian on the side isn't required. It's just this obsidian on the bottom here by his feet. But hypothetically speaking, if I had some kind of like Okay. I could have like a feed tape coming through here, right? Well, and it would block on this side. So it would come through here, and then I would just need a piston right here. And then I could stand here placing the... Let's get my redstone kit out. Because this is like a lot of withers to kill. And it's only going to get worse from here on out. Let's get redstone. Let's get stone. Let's get my portable workstation so I can get a stone cutter. Give myself a little more space. There we go. Get a stone cutter down. Get my stone. Make a wall. I think I just need one. Then I'll need an observer. Piston. Probably more pistons. Potentially these. Redstone. Okay. So the first step would just be this with an observer. And then I would have a piston right there. So the routing would look like this. And then let's get some wool. Let's do red wool. So the redstone torch. So now if I place a block here against this wall, it'll push it out. And then the hard one will be this wall here, because I need the obby, I think, here. But I need... This block will stay, but this one before it won't. It'll get broken, so I can't have a piston here. So the only real option is to have a piston here. I think this one might get broken too, though. So I think what I might do... Well, let's see. If I spawn a wither in this... Oh, but that doesn't even work. So it really does need to be back here. This whole thing will fall apart if I can't get this block back here. But simultaneously, I also want to see which... So if I place a piston here, for instance, this will get broken, right? Let's check. But nothing else should get broken. Yeah, okay. But then until he takes damage, will he break blocks again? He will. How often? Fairly often. That implies that this needs to be quick. So alternatively, so if all these blocks are going to get broken, that means I need to have dispensers here ready to place the soul sand, and then what I need is like a piston feed tape to come around here and place. And this block's not safe, right? Yeah, it's the 3x3 around him, which implies that this would have to be a double piston extender. right here. And all of a sudden this just got more intense. It's double piston extender. I want more redstone dust. And then I'll probably want to remove this because this isn't going to work. It won't be fast enough. I'll need these pieces here. I'll need them to come in from the side. This should work. So that would be one set, but then I need to get another one over there. Let's just try this for now. This should do. And then it has been ages since I've built a double piston extender. I have no clue how. So it should look something, well, this can be a regular piston. And soul sand goes here. But I'm pretty sure it's like simple now. Let's just run some tests to build one. But it just needs to power in a specific order, right? So like, wouldn't this just work? I need one more observer, I think. No? Doesn't this power you guys, or does it need to be up above? Okay, it does need to be up above. Okay, so just 2 pulses on this, which should be fine. It just means that it'll look something like, so like, hold on. Redstone dust can solve my issues. So let's turn you out for a regular piston. And then I need, let's use red wool. My redstone dust here. There we go. And then if this receives a pulse, so say like a couple tick pulse from an observer. Okay, needs to be longer. There we go. So then that's going to be the design I use over here. Where's my, there it is. Gear. Let's get my snippers. Red wool. And then this needs to come up. Do I have to break this bedrock? Or will this work? Okay, that works. So then it should be noted as well. So if this is the soul sand spot, how fast? Pretty fast. And can I use like something else here, like a note block, to pass the signal faster? Okay, okay. I wish you could get a note block to be quiet, but this'll do. So then now, actually, if I do that over here, let's grab another one. Can I reduce the pulse on this? Let's get an observer down again. And then let's just get a lever because that'll be... Or I guess I could just use redstone dust. That seems pretty fast. I want this to be as fast as possible. And if I swap you out for a sticky, you'll put it out and come back, right? Okay, it doesn't trigger it one last time. If I had you like this, would you do that? Okay, I think I broke it. How? Oh, it's because this is now set to incorrect. Yeah, it's not receiving the last pulse, which is, like, fine for this contraption. But in general, you would want this to receive one last pulse. Don't know how to do that. I'm probably still someone's design for that. It's not like double piston extenders are hard to come by. So then this would just be a repeater. There we go. And then now, if this receives a observer pulse, by that there, which means that the feed tape should come in this way, but it needs to split off in this direction too. So let's put the piston here. Wait, here. Does the wall change with something above it? No. So, with two directions, I only have one place to go for the wall. Let's get rid of these. That's right here. And then the soul sand will go here with an observer here. Block, block, redstone. And then also... Oh, wait. And then also here. That doesn't work. I think I need to pull it one back. I think I'm doing too much on one spot. So I go like this with a wall on this side, an observer here. And then now, this will get the feed tape moving. So if I do this, that works. And then when you get to here, So there will be a wall here. I think I actually should move this back even one further. Because I'm going to have a line coming out here and a line coming out here. Let's give myself some more space. So when this one, let's do it from this far away. When this one retrieves a signal, it will bounce back into this piston. And same with that one, I need 2 more stone walls. Ugh. Stone wall there. And another one here. Yeah. Observer. That. Redstone piston. There we go. Except I've done something daft. How do I detect that this block is here and power this piston, even though, like, so I'm gonna have like a chain of block. Oh my goodness, dude, losing my mind over here. Because this is gonna be a line of soul sand. So I need a way of detecting that there is a block here when the line is coming, like so. But then when I detect it, it's pushing. No, I think that there is a simpler solution to this issue. Keep the pistons in place. All I need to do is detect that I'm placing a block, say, here. And also this piston is off by 1. All I need to do is detect that I'm placing a block here. And then send the signal down here. The repeater. Block. Repeater. Block. Block. Okay, let's get the wall and observer. Wall. Observer. And then need a line. Oh my goodness. Cramped spaces, man. Yes, yes, messy redstone, blah, blah, blah. This should work. So when I place this, I need it to do that, and I need it to come over here into this piston. And this should be full. It is not. So this piston is refusing to trigger, which hints to me that it needs to be on a repeater. It's not a repeater. We'll say 2 ticks, 2 ticks. What about 1 tick? Okay. It's working fine. So then this one would need to be either 1 or 0 ticks. 0. These two need to trigger at the same time. Let's remove all this. All that. Place redstone down. Okay. Did this go? Yes. So with no soul sand anywhere in here, let's put an obby there to stop it. Let's run the test. I don't think that needs to be soul sand, right? So let's run the test. Something didn't work there. Another obby over here. Try again. Yeah, that doesn't seem to work if it's pulsing constantly. How come? Is it because that... It's hard to tell. Yeah, I don't know why it's not pulsing. Like, if I turn you to, like, it should be going every frame, but it doesn't seem to be. Like, it works sometimes, but not other times. But if I set you to 2 ticks, then you won't work at all. Yeah, you'll jam it up. But if I make you instant, you also jam it up. What if I make you delay? This might be the best way of doing it. Make you delay. Oops, my bad. Okay, well that was weird. Oh, you know what? No, this needs to delay more. That, like, severely lowers the rate of the farm, though.
Which is fine, actually. Just so long as it works. Okay, well, it does work. So then now, all that would be left would be to put a wall here. With an observer. Okay. And then instead of on this side, I'll put it on this side. Except it's facing the wrong way. Okay, and then I have a suspicion that that's going to do some wonky stuff with the redstone. So let's just do this instead. Bringing it out over here is probably better. And then this actually means that this can just go straight in because it's an observer pulse. Right? This actually might not work with this repeater. Let's test it out. Really? Interesting. So that does not work as I was hoping it would. I could do something cheesy and waste a soul sand by having it come one out further. I just can't think of another way. What if I did this? But then now if a soul sand is placed here. And now instead of this, let's do this. It's too fast. What about a short-ticked repeater? And then now I place a soul sand here. There we go. What about one tick? One tick's fine. Pog. Okay. So then when this gets ticked, it should also come down here. So redstone. All of these should get pushed in at once. Let's have Obby behind here. so those don't get pushed ever. Where's my valuables shulker? There it is. And where's the kill spot going to be? Because there's going to be a point where you're going to want to kill them and collect their stuff. It could be here. So then all that would be left would be 3 dispensers above these. So let's get those. Three dispensers. Good stuff. And then I could use 2 observers. That might be too slow. And if I put a skull in this and power it, nothing happens. But if I put a soul sand here, nothing happens. What? What? What if I make a full wither structure? Oh. And if I have 3 placed like that, will it, okay. Good to see. Will it break any of these blocks? No blocks seem to be broken. Good to see. So then this will need to power all of these somehow. But first, it'll also need to power all of these. So let's get a line up here. Get some more red wool. And then what if I just took a line and did this? Repeater. Repeater. Redstone. And then now, hypothetically, that's going to stop pushing once it hits the obby, which I forgot to replace. This is all going to trigger simultaneously, and then this one will trigger a little bit later. The timing may vary. I did not put this redstone here. This one's been broken. And I did not put skulls in. Here goes an expensive test. Continuing to forget to put this in. Wait, did that block break? Okay. Seems as though they're both stuck still. Okay, here we go. Here's the full test. Is it off cycle with the withers, or is it... It's not spawning them anymore. Let's just reset and try an at speed test. I suspect I know what the problem is. How do I get in there? The idea is you'll be able to get in here once you're done and sweeping edge them. I saw a design that was like this that used minecarts, and I was hoping to avoid using the minecarts. Shouldn't this be working? What's going on here? How did that get pushed back? Am I daft? How are all these pushed forward? That's like that. I think I'm missing Obby. Okay, seeing... Oh, I've got some in my inventory. So this did get pushed back. Thankfully only by 1. And this should still... work. Yeah. And then what I need is I need obsidian. Oh. It'll break the redstone. I think I just need to make sure it triggers every time. Hypothetically speaking, this should trigger though, like once it fills up now. Why? It spawned one wither. Why? Okay. I mean, clearly it works sometimes. It's not perfectly timed. What triggered first there? This triggered first somehow. Then this be like that. Please tell me you didn't blow up Wither Skulls. Good. And then this one needs to come like directly after. Is 1 or 2 ticks good? This is not ideal. I don't know if these obsidians are necessary. Like, let's see where... The spawn right there. Hypothetically, this means... I should be able to do this. And this obsidian under the portal should be the only one that's required. Wouldn't that mean then that I could do like a... Well, here, let's just try it again. And what if I make you 1 less tick? I'm sorry, did that trigger twice? It's happening so fast that I can only watch for one thing at a time. It is happening twice. Excuse me. And it's because this breaks. Now this one needs, like, if I'm not incorrect, this one needs the double pulse. The others don't. But it needs a 1 tick. But if I did something like this, this won't trigger that. Because this should create some kind of timer, right? Let's just test it with a lever. Yeah, it does create a decaying signal. So that should outlast this. Now, is it too slow is the question. So if I place sand here. It's not fast enough. And now it's not even getting through. And that's because observers or comparators cannot take. So I need something different. What I need is the repeater to still go through, but then a comparator come here like this. And this should lock that signal on for a little bit. Except it's still not enough. Now, it's probably going to activate too late if I do something like this. But what if I did something like this? Split that so it gets in faster. With a decay timer here. Comparator. Decay timer. Want you on... Oh, but you need to be on 2 ticks so that the comparator picks up. Okay. And can I make you... I can make it slightly shorter. By doing it like so. And I could move it out to make it even shorter, but... Because I want this, I want this decay timer to not last too long. What if I did something like, like this. And then just need something. A lectern. That should be outputting... Oh, I think I need 16. So let's try reducing it by signal strength 6 to start. Put that in subtract mode. that's concerning. Hi, buddy. If he knows, he knows. If he doesn't, he doesn't. Anyways, let's see how this does to the timer. Okay, let's try and subtract it by a little more. By a little less, I mean. Okay, so it does seem to... But 1. 1 should be 0, right? Okay, let's try that. I mean, really, I'm just testing to see what's the shortest I can make it. Let's try 2. Let's try 3. Can I just, like, get under here and do both? Okay, is there a limit? If I make this 16, it should... Or high, it should just, like, instantly dissipate, right? Yeah. Do I even need a decay timer? Like, if I unhook this thing and then just do this... I don't know why I'm overcomplicating this. Like, this could literally just be enough. It's like I forgot how to do the olden days Minecraft redstone. So this isn't enough, right? 2 ticks is? Yeah. Is there a way to get, like, a half tick to make it even faster? I don't think so. I think there is a way to do it. I just don't know it. So then this should be much easier. I just do something like this. Boom. Let's see the ordering of things. Will this spawn a wither? It will. Let's just get these out for now. Which one triggers first? The left side. Okay, it looks like they both go in at the same time now. And then when does this one retract? Is it right as it gets here? Looks like it. So then the question is this gonna spawn a wither? Might be. Wrong one first. No. Does this need to be 1 tick later? Yes. That is as fast as I can conceivably make it. So now it's time to run the test. If I can get more than two withers, that'll be ideal. Okay. Something has gone awry. What? Bro, I know. What? How did that happen? Oh. Look, this is like too complicated for me. I think I'm just gonna stick to the... Well, if I do it like this... Yeah, I'm just gonna back off from that. I might just be satisfied with this. I've got 4 in here. Just go like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. It at least lets me do multiple at a time. But it's not automatic. This is a mess. So then these can be removed. And that's also all the wither stars that I can get for now. Got 30. That's pretty good. Pretty good indeed. Okay, well, I mean, I'm pretty satisfied with that. Like, with a smite sword, killing a bunch of withers at once like that is not too super difficult. But having the feed tapes in there, like, really make this difficult. I think that I could break the portal in certain areas, but I think that ultimately it would probably be better just to do a farm like this somewhere else. Okay. I wish you could put those in bundles. Well, that finally gives me a beacon supply, so let's get that going. I want to save at least, well, I'm going to save 8. And then for the beacons, you need obby. Well, you know what? I got to go back to base anyways. Okay. I forgot to put that back. Okay, and then the way down will be right here. I think Enderman can probably spawn on snow, eh? Okay, let's get out of here. I'm gonna need glass, but lots of it. I'm gonna need a super smelter soon. I don't know what fuel source I'm gonna use for it. That's part of why I haven't done it. What do you need to make a beacon? It's just obby, glass, and... Yeah, 21 beacons. Let's go. And then I have enough for an auto something. I won't craft it yet, because who knows. Alright, so all this time, I can build a super smelter. All this time I've been thinking of a mini game to make, and I still don't really know what kind of mini game I'd like to make, but I also need to go scout out for a mini game area. So let's make sure I don't have ender chests. I'm thinking the minigame area should be close to the industrial area, I think. It's that, or I can, like, carve out a jungle for the nice grass. Let's grab some tier 3 rockets. I won't need that many. Who am I kidding? Put my tier 2s back. Let's just fly around. I'm looking for a nice flat area. I mean, I could do it here, but I want it to be decently far from spawn, too. I mean, I could just look at Chunk Base and go check places out as well. So this time, just biomes and grid lines and terrain. And take me to 0, 0. Then I want to see 2,500 blocks out in each direction. Okay, take the grid lines off. Yeah, it's not looking too good. Tell you that right now. I want to do some testing. Because I just had an idea. One that would be painstaking, but also not so painstaking, as I suspect there would be an easy way to deal with this. But start with single player, redstone. Creative. Then I'm going to need water. Bucket, because, you know, it's creative. I'll want probably trapdoors. Guardians. And then I just need to make like a cage. That's eye level. Slap trapdoors down. And then the question is, can a guardian shoot but not escape? Can you move around, buddy? Yeah. And you can shoot. Take a while. You do a good chunk of damage. Well, that's interesting. Because I feel like that could be a good obstacle in a course. Which makes me wonder if I should... Is there a way to get you to shoot downwards? So let's add some obstacles here to defend myself in survival against this guy. Let's go effect, give the Wicked Tyrant saturation, infinite, 100, true. So that when I go into survival, I'll just not have to worry about food. And then I want something similar, but up here. So what if I did something like this? little bit. Little ways. Wait. Yeah, like that. But then they could fall through the ceiling, hypothetically speaking. Right? It's just a matter of will they, though? Because will they path outside of the water? And actually, I do want these placed here. Or couldn't I just do like one row? But let's just see this. And then let's just make this too high so I don't have to cap it off. You will do that. Will you ever fall? Yes. So I would need to do it as one. Now let's try it. Great, 20. Okay, okay. So I could create like a course, like a parkour course maybe, that you gotta do. While these guys shoot at you. Right? And then I can have a couple of angles, so I'd have one on each side, one from the top, and then I'd probably have like a bottom section that I'd carve out down here. And now I know this will require me to build like a guardian farm. But let's just do like a stress test of this system. So I think what I would do is I would have something like this, and then I would block them off from each other. Let it keep going. Then water. Slap another one in there. Yeah, that's actually probably fine. You can have that freedom of movement. And then I'll do another one. This isn't too precise here, I don't think. I'll want another one here. Then some up top. Right. So then I would fill this area in, /fill. So maybe about here. there. Good stuff. And then maybe I'll just do it by hand. Just a little bit extra here. It would have been faster to do a command, but whatever. Would have been fastest to insta-mine it. You don't see me getting ready to do that. And then a wall here. And then I can design a parkour course. So let's just place a bunch of blocks and then I'll break blocks to make it more interesting. Okay, and maybe I should be using something else like wool. Okay. Let's have multiple routes. So you know what? Let's do it like this. There we go. Now I can just look at a spot and place it. At least roughly in the correct direction. Okay. And then I'll want this on this side as well. So this gets built up. This gets built up. This will be water. Put a breakpoint. And then this. And then that. Guardians in here. And then I would need some hiding spots, or for each of these to have an angle of which they are protected from. And I could do something dastardly, like doing that. I think it would be better if I did it like this. Okay, let's try this out. So you start in. They should all be able to reach you. Yeah. Oh, and then I fall and die. Let's make a bubble column up here. just so I can test this better in survival. Oh my goodness. Okay. I think they take a while. And if you just like break their lines of sight, then oh, that was supposed to be there. And then in game, yeah, I didn't get hit once and I didn't even go too hard. Oh, there we go. There's a hit. But I think I like the idea. It's just executed not quite ideally. But this could be an idea. Not one that I'm willing to build yet, but it's there. Where am I? Oh, yeah, I'm looking for... Okay, let's go... I think if I do that, I'll just transport the Guardians. Like... from a Guardian farm. But I need a big, flat, open area. And this map is not very flat. So that could pose some issues. What I'm thinking... It's a little far out. I don't want to do any snowy areas unless I want to deal with ice. Ah, perfect. Should be fine from mob spawns up here if I distance myself between them properly. I see a decently flat birch forest with a little bit of river in it, close to my industrial zone. Classic. a lot of these places are too far out. I'm thinking I go and scout out the area around around the negative X world border. Be this way and then in the positive direction by a little bit. I'm looking specifically for negative 2300, 400. And just go straight in this direction now. Suppose these chunks have never been loaded before. You could tell we stopped exploring the world at a certain point. Okay, mildly concerning. This should not be so hilly. Okay. Decently flat birch forest here, just with the sad reality of way too many trees. This is kind of why I wanted a desert. But there's not really a huge desert that's flat. If I go this way... Oh, wait. Something's not right here. If I go... Yeah, no, this way. I should run into the mesa, but the mesa isn't flat. What am I doing? How did I get turned around that much? I'm tempted just to build it on the ocean. Yeah, like this is the mesa, which is like a cool looking mesa, don't get me wrong. But is it flat? Not even a little bit. There don't seem to be like large flat expanses. Okay. Except for, of course, the oceans, which I could hypothetically just lava cast into stone. I'm seeing stuff for building pyramids. Like, I got so much ocean here. I think it would be cool to use the ocean. Alternatively, this is a flat looking jungle. With some not so flat jungle right beside it. But it is a very small portion of not so flat. Oh wait, no, here it goes. Then a swamp. Then dark oak. I could actually be tempted to do a dark oak because I don't think there's a tree farm for that. But again, this isn't very flat. Like, there's so much water here. Could be flat enough, though. Like, with this small pond, I'm getting more than the chunks I can load. Okay, let's mark this area. Thanks, Nathan. areas that game area candidates. Done. Oh. Done. Like, I can do jungle trees with the farm. Hmm. I don't know, dude. It's also pretty close to my base. Not that I mind that. Like, it's gonna be far enough that thing gets all watery here. Hilly there. Hill here. This hill isn't so bad. Goated. This whole area is just not gonna work. I'd love to cut down. I'd loathe to cut down. One of those forests. So absolutely not. Though it would give me a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff I kind of want, but I can farm it. So if I really want it, I'll do that. Oh. Decently flat area. Decently flat area. Quite a bit of river. Could lava cast it. And what does this mountain turn into? Okay, there's more on either side. This one looks like I wouldn't want to dig it out. Hypothetically speaking, I could use this area. But I'll also have to ask Nathan, because I think he was planning to build a castle and he might have marked this place out already. Because he was saying it would be near a village. But this is definitely big enough if I like cast in this this water area, which I think would make it spawn drowns. So I might have to do something about that. I could probably light it up. I think drowns probably don't spawn with high light levels. But this just goes on and on depending on how much deforestation I'm willing to do. And it's not that pretty of an area either. Okay. Well, I think that's going to be it. I'll think on it some more. If I get an idea for a mini game, I'll do that. But for now, I think it needs to wait. So I'm just going to dip. I'm kind of hungry and stuff, so... And I don't know when I'm going to get back on. I haven't been feeling too much streaming lately, so... Anyways, I'll